Caitlin Clark's golf debut just made me so upset with the WNBA.
Man, the WNBA has to be kicking themselves right now. And honestly, watching it unfold is unbelievable. The LPGA swooped in with perfect timing and put on a masterclass in how a professional league should treat a generational talent like Caitlin Clark. The wild part is, none of this backlash is her fault. She's simply out there shining, while everyone else scrambles to catch up.
It is no fault of hers that I got upset. It is the fault of the WNBA because the LPGA just did everything that the WNBA should have been doing this season. They did it all correct in literally one day.
Seriously, the LPGA pulled out all the stops for Caitlin Clark, giving her the superstar treatment and the kind of spotlight she's worked years to earn. Meanwhile, the WNBA is likely sitting on the sidelines in disbelief, realizing they somehow let one of the biggest opportunities in women's sports slip right through their fingers.
From this event, I have only seen and heard of positive things. I didn't hear one thing about how her fans are toxic. I didn't hear one thing about there being too much spotlight on Caitlin Clark and it should have maybe been on the professional golfers that are there. We didn't hear any of that. And those are the types of things that we have been hearing for the entirety of the WNBA season.
It's crazy when you really think about it. Does it even matter if she's nailing deep threes or sinking clutch putts? Her fans are obsessed with everything she does because her energy is just magnetic. After she absolutely dominated that recent golf event, social media went into a frenzy, with fans demanding a full-on TV special just to watch her pick up a club again.
Originally wasn't even going to be televised, but there were so many fans who were emailing the organization saying, how can we watch Caitlin? Can we come to the event?
So the LPGA caught on to that unstoppable momentum, that rare kind of star power you just can't manufacture, and gave Caitlin an opportunity too good to turn down. Meanwhile, Kathy Engelbert and the WNBA are sitting there forced to face reality, realizing they completely dropped the ball on their biggest talent. In the end, they didn't just lose her spotlight, they practically gift-wrapped it and passed it to another league.
The LPGA event is expanding its pro-am coverage around Caitlin Clark's participation. Golf Channel's Golf Today will begin 90 minutes early on Wednesday and include live look-ins. It has also been said that you will get to see Caitlin Clark's warm-up.
And check this out. The LPGA might just be the smartest marketing team in sports right now. They jumped on the opportunity the second they saw it, bringing in Caitlin Clark, an unstoppable force in women's basketball, for a golf event. It was like they discovered a hidden marketing weapon no one else even thought to use. What started as a simple appearance suddenly exploded into a media gold rush, far beyond what even the most optimistic planners could have imagined. When Caitlin teed off, the energy was unreal. Fans flooded the event, some cheering like crazy, others just there to stir things up, but either way, everyone was watching. And here's where it gets wild. Before the event, there wasn't even a plan to televise her appearance. But once her fan base stormed social media demanding every swing be shown, the LPGA made a bold, last-minute call, and it completely changed the game. That single decision turned an ordinary afternoon on the greens into a headline-dominating spectacle. Suddenly, photos of Caitlin and Nelly were everywhere, and the LPGA's strategy was brilliant. Pairing their top golfer, Nelly Korda, with Caitlin ensured massive exposure for both. It was a win for Nelly, a win for Caitlin, and honestly, a masterclass in how to turn one event into a global moment. So let's break this down. One basketball player just managed to steal the entire spotlight from every other women's sport simply by stepping onto a golf course. Caitlin Clark's presence was pure electricity. Her performance wasn't just impressive, it was magnetic, pulling in viewers from every corner. With every swing, that same confidence she shows on the court shined through. And suddenly the LPGA found itself in a spotlight normally reserved for the biggest global sports. The buzz was so intense, you could almost feel it pulsing through your phone screen. And the LPGA? They couldn't have been happier. They knew exactly how valuable Caitlin's star power really was. Now, if anyone thought pairing Caitlin with Nelly Korda was some random coincidence, think again. That was a genius, calculated move straight out of the marketing playbook. The LPGA deliberately matched the world's top golfer with the hottest name in women's basketball, and the internet went absolutely wild. You couldn't scroll more than a few seconds without seeing photos, clips, or posts of Caitlyn and Nelly together flooding Instagram and X. She was trending non-stop, and the LPGA capitalized perfectly, promoting the event like it was the Super Bowl of women's sports. What's truly amazing is how perfectly this all came together. By inviting Caitlyn, the LPGA didn't just attract attention. They pulled in a whole new audience of basketball fans who suddenly found themselves watching golf for the first time. It was a bold, flawless strategy that paid off big time. The event proved that with smart planning and the right star power, you can completely reinvent how people see a sport and bring fresh energy and new fans to women's golf like never before. And here's where things get even more fascinating. The LPGA didn't just ride the wave of Caitlyn Clark's popularity, they completely mastered it. They turned her presence into a marketing goldmine, showing exactly how to elevate women's sports without fear or hesitation. Instead of worrying about stealing the spotlight or playing it safe, the LPGA went all in, fully embracing Caitlyn's superstar status. In an era where women's sports are constantly fighting for recognition, the LPGA just gave a masterclass in how to do it right, and the results were absolutely incredible. One LPGA representative even said, "What she's done for women's sports and basketball is unbelievable. To have her at our golf tournament, I'm in awe. I've even got a basketball ready, hoping she'll sign it for my girls." That kind of excitement perfectly captured the moment. It wasn't just about golf anymore. It was about unity, growth, and crossover appeal that inspired millions. Then came the LPGA's social media takeover, and it felt like a full-on celebration. On September 19th, 2025, their pages exploded with content. Instagram, X, Twitter, Facebook, every platform was buzzing. Fans couldn't get enough of the photos of Caitlyn and Nelly Korda smiling like lifelong teammates, or the viral clips of Clark's powerful golf swing that even Tiger Woods would have stopped to watch twice. She was signing autographs, meeting fans, and lighting up timelines like the headliner of a major festival. And the numbers? They were insane. Her videos racked up millions of views within hours. Hashtags about her golf debut trended worldwide. Even a few wild celebrity scandal rumors started circulating just because of how massive the attention was. The LPGA played their cards perfectly, drawing in people who had never even thought about watching golf before. For that weekend, their content didn't just attract attention, it owned it, even stealing headlines from major men's sports stories. That's what real marketing brilliance looks like. What's even more telling is the reaction afterward. Every bit of feedback was positive. No drama about toxic fans. No complaints about Caitlyn stealing the spotlight. Just excitement, support, and celebration. Compare that to the WNBA, which spent most of its season tangled in negativity, criticism, and tension between players and fans. While the LPGA was thriving in engagement, the WNBA seemed to vanish online, like they'd gone on a digital vacation while another league showed the world how it's done. The WNBA silence during all of this was honestly shocking. Not a single tweet, story, or even a simple mention about Caitlyn Clark, even as she was single-handedly bringing a massive wave of new fans into women's sports. It wasn't just a missed marketing opportunity. It felt like a straight-up insult to the passionate fans who've supported her since day one. It's almost like the league went out of its way to ignore its biggest star, and in doing so, ended up sabotaging its own momentum. And let's be real, that move completely backfired. Caitlyn Clark's popularity didn't fade, it exploded. She's not some one-season wonder. She's been dominating since her freshman year at Iowa, averaging nearly 28 points a game and leaving audiences stunned with every performance. She made NCAA history on March 26th by becoming the first player ever to record a 40-point triple-double in a tournament game. You'd think that kind of milestone would have the WNBA shouting from the rooftops. But even when ESPN rolled out full coverage, the league's reaction was practically non-existent. Fans were furious, flooding social media and demanding the WNBA finally promote her, but once again, silence. When Caitlyn joined the LPGA Pro-Am event, the league stayed completely quiet. Zero posts, zero engagement, zero acknowledgement. Critics have been speculating for months that the WNBA's reluctance to highlight Clark comes from a strange fear of upsetting their veteran stars. But that mindset makes no sense in today's sports world, where star power drives everything. Look at the NBA. It built an empire around superstars like LeBron James and Steph Curry by turning them into cultural icons. The WNBA, meanwhile, is stuck playing it overly safe, as if it's still 1999. This golf event was the perfect chance for the WNBA to show some love, a simple post, a funny comment, anything to connect their league to one of the most talked about athletes on the planet. It's what the NBA does every time a big crossover moment happens. Players supporting players, league supporting talent. Instead, the WNBA stayed on the sidelines while the LPGA stole the spotlight, proved their vision, and won over millions of new fans in the process. At this point, everyone can see it. The WNBA is sabotaging its own growth by refusing to embrace Caitlyn Clark's influence. She's not just another player, she's a phenomenon. Caitlyn Clark is a walking, talking, record-breaking brand, a generational athlete with over 750,000 followers and a loyal fan base that could breathe new life into any sports league on the planet. Yet, somehow, the WNBA treats her like a threat instead of the once-in-a-lifetime opportunity she is. It's almost like they're afraid that promoting her would cause some internal crisis. And that fear is doing more damage than they realize. The real danger? It's not just about Caitlyn. This short-sighted approach could also hurt the league's future stars, players like Paige Buchers, who'll be entering soon. If the WNBA can't figure out how to market someone as game-changing as Caitlyn Clark, what hope is there for the next generation of athletes waiting to take women's basketball even further? Meanwhile, the LPGA is putting on a marketing clinic. Their Twitter, or X, feed is loaded with content about Caitlyn. Photos of her interacting with fans, signing autographs, laughing with players, and even videos capturing the massive crowds that came out just to see her. They managed to celebrate her while still highlighting their own golfers. That's how you grow a brand. Collaboration, not competition. Even sports analysts are calling out the WNBA's outdated strategy. Back in June 2025, The Athletic's John Hollinger dropped a scathing piece tearing into the league for failing to capitalize on the Caitlyn Clark effect. He pointed out how viewership has stagnated while the LPGA is thriving by adapting to modern sports marketing. His take was simple. What worked a decade ago doesn't work now, and the WNBA is stuck in the past. Then, in July 2025, two-time MVP and WNBA legend Breanna Stewart echoed the same sentiment in an interview with Sports Illustrated. She didn't name Caitlyn directly, but her message was crystal clear. Visibility is everything, and the league needs to start treating its biggest stars like stars. Fans agreed. One Reddit post titled, "Why doesn't the WNBA support Caitlyn Clark?" went viral with over 10,000 upvotes, sparking a massive debate about the league's baffling silence. The message couldn't be louder. People want the WNBA to grow, and Caitlyn Clark is the key. But until the league stops fighting its own momentum, it'll keep watching other organizations, like the LPGA, show them exactly how it's done. This was the perfect moment for the WNBA to step up and show some personality, the same way you see NBA or NFL players hyping each other up online. You know how LeBron might drop a quick comment when a football star shows up courtside, or how athletes from different sports exchange playful shout-outs. That's exactly what the WNBA should have done here. A simple post, a funny reaction, or even a short clip showing love to Caitlyn Clark's golf debut would have gone a long way. Instead, the LPGA completely stole the show, and honestly, they deserve to. The way they handled Caitlyn's appearance was flawless. They didn't just invite her. They built an entire experience around her presence. It was smart, engaging, and perfectly executed. Everything you'd expect from a league that understands the value of star power. Meanwhile, the WNBA seems stuck in its own bubble, clinging to old-school marketing tactics that no longer work. Fans and analysts have been shouting for change, but the league just keeps missing golden opportunities like this. If they don't adapt, and fast, they're going to keep watching other organizations outsmart them, turning what could have been their moment into someone else's victory lap.